If anyone's ever seen an MRI of a brain, the brain is white on the MRI, and so there's essentially three sections of each side of the brain, and the middle section's the biggest, and on the right side of his brain it was entirely black. They said if you were to show this to a class of students, medical students, they would say that person is completely paralyzed on the left side of their body.
I think he's realizing now that something is wrong with his left hand. One day he was trying to do something and he said, "Mommy, fix Lefty," and he was pointing to his thumb trying to get it out.
As you get into seeing him and as you realize that he's not walking yet and he's 15 months old and he should be, he should be, and well, he's not crawling at all. He doesn't crawl. He hardly even moves. And will he ever be able to drive? And will he ever be able to kick a soccer ball? Or is he always going to be the one kid who can't do anything with his friends? Or it starts to settle in like we might have a long road ahead of us.
In utero stroke is similar to an adult stroke in that there is some kind of disruption to the blood supply of the brain. Only it occurs before birth to the developing brain. Probably what happened with Elias and what imaging studies have showed is that he had a stroke affecting the right middle cerebral artery, and therefore the left side of his body is affected.
So we initially started seeing Elias a couple months before the summer camp to see him 3 days a week to address the deficits in gross motor skills, developmental skills, and strengthening.
Constraint-induced movement therapy, it is the most successful therapy that's out there for hemiparesis. We cast their good arm, and then we let them use their affected arm as much as possible. And the reason it's so good to constrain is because when your brain is trying to create new pathways and work to help Lefty learn how to do some things again, if you keep having right interrupt by doing it, then it doesn't allow that side of the brain to work and create new pathways the way that we want it to. So it's really important to constrain that right arm.
He really loved cars. He still loves cars. So I would do and balls. So I would incorporate those two toys within the aspect of a treatment session. I also incorporated higher level balance skills like walking on a balance beam, and he had to pick up cars from one end of the balance beam, walk across with assistance, and then I had a ramp and a bench set up so that we could have races. And I usually put like animals at the end because carnage is always fabulous.
We do a light board where he's reaching to hit the lights. So it's a lot of games and like fun stuff like that that he gets to do with his left hand, and the funner we can make it, the better.
There was one time that we had him rolling on a ball, and then he had to push himself back up from it, and he pushed himself up and he goes, "I did it!" Or he'll say, "Use Lefty," and he'll ask about it, like, "I can use Lefty for this, can I?" And so I think he just gets really excited when he can do something new, and he wants to show us.
He just realizes, that was tough and I just did it and look at me go. And so it's been fun for us to see because that really gives him a sense of ownership, I think, of the therapy and of everything that he's been going through of his life, of, I can do this and it's gonna be okay.
His mom brought in a video one day to show me him feeding himself a snack with his left hand. It might not be a big deal to other people, but like just to see where he came from and just to know that I had a hand in that, yeah, it means the world to me.
Elias has made a ton of progress, so much so that now he is able to ride a trike. He's able to run at a fast rate of speed. He also loves to jump, whether it be jumping up or jumping down. He just gets the biggest kick out of it. Elias's future is unlimited from a physical therapy standpoint. He's going to continue to demonstrate improvements in strength, endurance, in gross motor skills. And what I mean by that, running, jumping, strength, endurance, balance. That's only going to get better.
I have been just in awe of the progress that Elias has made. We've been seeing him for less than a year now, and from what I see of his function, there had to have been huge gains and just all kinds of new pathways built in his brain, because what he's able to do today as compared to what he was able to do the day he got here is phenomenal.
The Rehab Institute, it just does do amazing things, and it does open eyes that things can be done. And I think that they are just phenomenal people, and they work with us, they work with our schedule, and they have the best interests for Elias, and that I think is what is really important, that they get to know us, and they, but ultimately it's about Elias and how they can make him a better person and function in the world today as he needs to.
At every turn, Elias is just, he's a walking miracle. He's just, that's the only way to put it, is that he shouldn't be able to do what he's doing, and he shouldn't have been able to do that at any point in his life. And so, I really believe that God is using Aaron and Michelle and the other therapists at Rick and the talents that they have and the studies that they've gone through to work in Elias's life. And so, I don't know if I've ever thought about where we would be without Rehab Institute, but I can tell you I can't imagine our lives without it, because it's really changed, the way Elias has grown up. I think it's really for the better.
Mm-hmm.